Hello guys, this is Alcoholic again and welcome to another one of my Witch Doctor videos. Ever since I made my first video a few weeks back, I've had a lot of really good and positive feedback from a lot of you guys. So thanks a lot, I really appreciate it. It helps me to keep going. Also, you guys have provided me with a lot of useful suggestions on how to improve my gear and as well as gameplay, to try and help me to progress further. So since we've been definitely improving in terms of our gameplay in 3-player mode, we actually almost got past Greater Rift 45. We missed it by like 10 or 20 seconds or so. So if you guys are interested in seeing our full run, which we did, please just click on the video link that's appearing on the screen just now. Over the last week or so, I've been playing around with my permanent CC build in terms of the gear and the skill selection, some of which were based on what you guys have fed back to me, which were very useful. But also, I came up with something myself on top of that as well. And this is the stuff I want to show you guys in this video, and this is also the build which I used with my friends in our Greater Rift level 45 run, and I find it extremely useful. And when I say it's useful, it's fucking useful. So once I finish talking through the spec, I'll be showing you guys some footage of me playing this spec in Greater Rift and explain to you guys how this works in practice. So please bear with me. So let me take you through my Paragon points very quickly. So I'll go through the first three very quickly because they're very, very similar to the bog standard permanent CC build you're going to see with most players. And I've also gone through this section in more detail in the last video and in the first video as well. So please go ahead and check it out if you've missed it. Now for core, you want to just cap out movement speed, and then so depending on how much movement speed you got in your gear, then just kind of compensate the rest with this, and then pop the rest of the points into vitality. For offense, you're going to prioritize on cooldown reduction because that's what's needed for this spec to work, and then after that move on to attack speed, and then critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Defense, first of all, go with life because life is good. Everybody loves a good life, so pop in 25% in there, and after that, depending on which one of these you're missing, then prioritize on that first and then move on to the next. Now this is the probably the more interesting bit here, utility. You actually want to prioritize on getting your resource cost reduction max first, because in this spec you're going to be spamming haunt quite often, and I'll go through why we use haunt later on. So you want to make sure your mana doesn't drain very quickly, so you want to get an extra 10% cost reduction. That's always handy, so you can spam more haunt. And after that, because you're going to be casting haunt, so I think life on head is probably more useful than anything, because area damage, I've read it somewhere that the dots do actually take area damage. Now, I've not tested it myself. I've just read it from a forum somewhere. But because we're like essentially a tank support sort of character, so our DPS is really nothing compared to what your friends can do in the team. So life on head is actually going to be more useful because when you cast your haunt, it has a chance of proccing life on head. So this is going to improve your survivability. Then lastly, if you have anything left, you can do a bit of area damage. Again, I don't know if haunt actually procs this or not, but it's worth giving it a try anyway. It's better than gold find, considering there's no gold in Greater Rift. I wish there is. Okay. Now guys, moving on to my skills, you can see here it's pretty much the bog standard skills you see on most players' permanent CC spec. With the exception of haunt here. Now most people will be using the paranoia rune from mass confusion because it gives the 20% additional damage for 12 seconds, as well as the the additional CC when you need it. This is also something I was using before as well, but I found, in Greater Rift, it's not as useful as why, originally thought was going to be using the mass confusion. Because a lot of the time you're going to be, in the middle of fighting or trying to control one pack of elites, which is fucking lethal. Let's say, reflect damage or electrify or something, where you need to be standing in one place blocking electricity for your friends, or if you let one of the mobs loose, then they'll cast reflect damage, then then boom, the whole fucking party wipes. It really requires you to fucking stand still, not moving at all. And suddenly, your friend's AoE or some shit like that, triggers, pulls another champion or elite pack from nearby, and they start, slowly edging towards you, and your party. So what are you gonna fucking do? They're still quite far away from where you are, and you cannot move. So if you use mass confusion in that situation, it's not gonna hit them, right? So it's not gonna help you at all. And what if those mobs cannot be pulled by your Paranado, because there are some mobs which just cannot get pulled at all by Paranado? What can you do? You still want to somehow CC them. So this is how you do it. So for this to work, what you want is, let me show you my gear. You want to have frostburn gloves. Now you look at the legendary effect. It basically has a chance of turning your chill effect, and then it freezes the enemy instead. Now if you're lucky, you get a high enough roll on this. Mine is pretty good, I would say. It's 43%, which is 2% down from the max. This actually can CC elite mobs and Greater Rift bosses, like, quite a lot. This is probably the best you can ever do, when you're in that situation that I've just described, i.e. you're fighting an elite pack and you have another elite pack joining you from far away. What you do is you basically spam your haunt on those targets, and every time your haunt damage takes on a mob, it actually has a chance of proccing this legendary effect, which means it freezes them. So your haunt has 100% proc coefficiency, so it's pretty damn good. So that's on every single tick. And if you consider how quickly it takes, I did some testing myself, and it roughly works out to be something like 1.24 ticks per second. And then with 100% proc coefficiency, they just multiply by 1, so it's 1.24 per second, and you times it by the 43% proc chance, which gives you roughly about 52% chance of proccing this effect for every second. Okay. Again, guys, I suck at maths, guys. So if you think I've done the calculation incorrectly, please post your comments below. Anything useful is going to help me improve my gameplay. Thanks ahead. This is why I'm using Haunt and Frostburn gloves. And apart from my gloves changes, I've also, thanks to you guys, I've also changed my shoulders and my chest to use the Borns 2 set. You can see here, with the help of Ring of Royal Grandeur, I get the 3 set bonus as well, which is nice, because with the extra 10% cooldown reduction, it means I can also get rid of my Vigilante belt from before and use the Blackthorn, and also have the Blackthorn 4 set bonus too. And the 15% life increase from the Borns 2 is just amazing. So thanks, guys, thanks so much. Again, the other piece of gear which I changed is the shield. So I'm now using the Ivory Tower, only because it has a shitload of HP, and I've just rewrote something into armor. And also the secondaries were very nice as well. I got the 7% damage reduction from ranged targets. So this is great. So I decided to use this instead of the Man of War, which I crafted before. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm now gonna go ahead and show you a few footages of how this spec actually works in Greater Rift. So please enjoy it. Again, if you enjoyed watching this video, please do not hesitate to like, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And I promise you guys I'll be making more and more fun and interesting content for you guys to enjoy. So thanks. And here we are, guys, engaging a pack of elites at the bottom right. Reflect damage, very lethal, so definitely want to keep them in control all the time. And this will be a champion mob about to emerge from top left. I cast my horn, and then you can see it starts to constantly interrupt him as he moves closer to me. And once he's close enough, then I'm able to run closer to him, and then have both elite and champion packs CC'd, and allowing my friends to kill them. So here I'm just gonna speed up video a bit because it's boring, and you know, it's just us trying to down the packs here. And here I just got knocked back from the mob, and then as a result of that, I think I've pulled more spear chucking guys from the right. You can see here, but because I've got horn casted on that guy, so he's constantly being frozen, and as a result of that, he's finding a hard time to cast a fucking spear on us, which is great. And then here go another spear chucking guy, which is being CC'd like crazy, and he can't, you know, he just chucked one spear, and that's pretty much about it. And now here I got teleported by this champion mob to the other side, so and I came back in, but you notice to the right, the main guy, you know, the main champion mob is too far away from my Morify, so I cast the horn, so he's getting constantly frozen, you know, you can see here. Which is the best I can do because you know, Paranado didn't work in that particular scenario. And then after that, we summon the boss again, cast my horn on the boss. You can see here the boss is again constantly being CC'd here, and every time the freeze effect takes it triggers from Frostburn gloves. It basically makes the boss take extra damage from my friends, which is great. The key here actually is to make sure the boss or whoever the target you're dotting is visible from your screen, because if the target is outside of your screen, then the dot is not going to tick, which means the freeze effect is not going to trigger. So you want to make sure you keep the boss or elite mob within your line of sight, at least to the edge of your screen. And you can see here, you know, it's actually ticking quite frequently. You know, again, you can see it's quite obvious when a thing procs. Again, it's procking. So I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit, since it's just kind of boring us killing the boss here. And again, here I'm trying to CC a pack of elites here, and one of my friends just pulled another pack of elites from the right because it's AoE, which we can't do anything about, but that's fine. And I start casting my horn to the right on these guys, and then trying to freeze them to buy myself some time before I can run up to them and keep them CC'd. And you notice the old pack, which I was CCing, already had haunt on them, so they were relatively CC'd as well, even though it's not permanent. And as they move close to me, I was able to have both packs CC'd. So yeah, so I hope you guys see how useful this build can be in a lot of difficult situations, which we found is what wipe does most of the time. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. And guys, please do not hesitate to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be making more content for you guys to enjoy. So hope to see you guys again. Thank you.